Today we'll be covering these 3 points. What is Google Dorking, how you can use it to gather more information about a particular target, and how you can create your own custom Google Docs. Okay, we will be referring to a particular room on TryHackMe. Okay, if you come to learn and here under the search, if you search for Google Dork, okay, you will find this particular room called Google Dorking. We will open it and I will close this particular tab. Now because I haven't joined it, this room we will join, and first we will cover this part whatever is mentioned here, and then later on we will move to the our custom Google Docs or how you can use it on the Google. Okay, so what exactly is Google Dorking? Okay, means we you can also call it advanced Google search. Okay, so we have some particular you can say keywords that you can utilize to make sure that your whatever you are searching on the Google, that is more precise and it gives you more precise results instead of giving everything that it has in its database. Okay, so we to get the more precise results, you can say we can use advanced Google search or Google Dorking. Okay, now I will just complete this part, nothing much there. So it's just explaining how like the crawlers on the internet or the Google crawlers. Okay, when I say crawlers means these are particular bots, or you can say uh, automated tools that is used by different organizations. Google also uses these. Okay, so to crawl all the website that is out there on the internet, so that whenever for example you are searching, right, what is Google Doc on the Google, it will give you a list of results. So how exactly it is giving you that results? Because Google crawlers have gone through all of those websites already, and it has stored a particular strings or keywords in its database. For example, it must have stored in its database that on this particular website there is a word called Google Dork. Also there is a word called what is, and maybe the whole string also it is storing in database, like what is Google Dork, that also it is stored in its database. So when you search on the Google, right, for example if I open Google and when I search here like what is Google Dork, so Google is going to check all of these keywords in its database and will return the best results which is containing these all these keywords. Okay, in its results. Okay, so see, we got one particular Medium article here that contains the whole string here, right? So that's how the Google crawlers go to every websites, and they go through the publicly accessible information on those websites and store the important keywords. So yeah, we are not going to go much into that. It's just saying that if it is like the Google crawler, if it is accessing this particular website, it's going to store some keywords like this: apples, bananas, pears. Okay, similarly if it goes to a different website, okay, it's going to store different keywords like tomatoes, strawberries, pineapples. Okay, like whatever keywords are there. For example, if we are on a e-commerce website, there you would see the items name, right? Like laptops, brand names and everything. So it will Google will store those items. So next time if you are going to buy a laptop, if you put like Acer laptop like that, you will find those e-commerce websites in the results of Google. So that way it stores the keywords, different keywords. Here also it's saying the same thing, that on the mywebsite.com is stored these keywords, on another website.com is stored these keywords. Now if someone is going to search tomatoes, it's going to return the website another website.com in the Google results. Okay, so we are not discussing this part. Name the key term of what a crawler is used to do. Okay, you can say indexing. Indexing you can also it's kind of a sitemap for a particular website, like what are the different pages on a website, what are the different posts and everything, that is called a sitemap. You can also call it indexing. So yeah, that's what the right answer is. What is the name of the technique that search engine uses to retrieve this information from websites? So they use keywords or keyword search. Just a moment. What is the name of the technique that search engines crawling, I guess. Yeah, that is right. Now, what is the example of the type of content that could be generated from a website? So, what can we generate from website? Keywords. Now, this search engine optimization part is there. In brief, if we call it, for example, right now when we search, right, what is Google Doc? Why did we get this result before the this result, right? So the way Google indexes or like result shows us the results, okay, that actually depends on this search engine optimization of a particular website. So if a website is opening quickly, if the keywords are matching much better there, for example, you can see for this particular article the keywords match exactly. However, for this one, it was not complete. So if the website is opening quickly, if the keywords are matching, if there are plenty of other factors as well. So if the website is utilizing all those factors, which will help them to index better on the Google search results, then you can say they are doing this search engine optimization properly. So this is why like you see some results before the others, so because they are using all these techniques to improve their uh, in like result optimization in a better way. So there are websites as well which you can use to check what is your search engine optimization ratings. For example, they have showed for the TryHackMe that the performance like is 39 and things like that. So this is there. So yeah, like it's not that important, but just a concept how it can be used. And if you own a website, you should be definitely focusing on the search engine optimization part for sure. Now we are going to discuss this part, robots.txt. uh, Most of the time you will find this file on any website. For example, if my website is google.com, okay, and then you can access that file like robots.txt like this. So here you can see, right, on Google as well we have these many um, this file is there. Now how do you decipher or like understand this content? So I will just explain. You will mostly have a user agent, allow, disallow, and sitemap content, okay. So the user agent is used to mention like what kind of browsers are allowed to access that particular directory. For example, if we take this example, right, so here it is saying that star is there, means all the user agents, means all the browsers, all the bots as well. Bots means like Google bot, or it could be Bing bot, Yahoo bot, everyone. They So these results are for applies to all of those user agents, okay, means including the bots and browsers as well. So for those it is saying here that you are disallow, you are not allowed to index, or like you are not allowed to automatically search the content within this directory. For example, you are not allowed to go into this particular directory and search for the content. So this is like whenever if Yahoo's bot is coming and it is going to look at the robots.txt file, okay, it's not going to go into the search directory and try to find the content within that, okay. And here by allow you can see that it is allowed to go into the search and about directory and look for the keywords there, okay. So that's how like using robots.txt you can tell the crawlers or bots, okay, what part to crawl and what not, okay. And also you can specify like which user agents or which bots you are allowing or not allowing, okay. Also there is a fourth one is sitemap. So sitemap is a particular XML URL, you can say, that will contain all the all the URLs or all the pages of that particular website. Let's see if we have it for the for google.com. So here you can see, right, we have a sitemap for this Google. So if I open this particular URL, you can see a XML directory, and here you will find all the links of that is there for google.com, like these Gmail sitemap, forms, and everything would be there. So that way you can understand like if a Google bot or a Yahoo bot or Bing bot is coming to this sitemap website, okay, they can understand that these are the other URLs that is there, so they are then going to go to these URLs and again crawl for additional content or additional keywords. Okay, so sitemap can be used for that information, that what, how the website is built, how many pages or how many uh, you can say content is there. So those URLs are mentioned on the sitemap, and crawlers, it's easier for crawlers to follow a defined path instead of just crawling everything on a website. So whichever websites host this sitemap.xml, okay, those websites are having a better search engine optimization. Why? Because the Google bot or Yahoo bot, it's easier for those bots to crawl a website following the sitemap links. Okay, so obviously that whenever if you are searching something on Google or Yahoo, whichever websites are having a sitemap and whatever you search, it is there on that particular website, then that website is going to come up compared to other websites which are not having a sitemap.xml, because Google it's harder for bots to crawl the website without the sitemap. So everything is mentioned here as well, but this is what is there within the robots.txt. So from a security perspective as well, you should be always checking whenever you are targeting a particular website. Okay, you should be checking the robots.txt, because it will give you an idea for example, whatever data about that website you are not able to find on the Google, you will find those directories within the robot.txt, and you can then manually try to access those directory like this, because whatever is there within that search directory, this is not being crawled by Google bots or Yahoo bots, so that information you are not going to get on the Google. So you should be always accessing these URLs or directories to find any bugs on the website, whichever is mentioned here as a disallow. Okay, so that's all about robots. Here it is asking us some question like, where would robot.txt will be located for this particular domain. So it would be like domain name then robots.txt. If a website was to have a sitemap, where would it that be located? So that is always slash, like after the website you have to put slash sitemap.xml. How would we only allow Bing bot to index? So there is a bot for Bing search engine as well. So if you want to allow Bing bot to index your website, what you can mention, that user agent Bing bot is allowed. So that entry you can put in the robots.txt, and after that you can mention like which directories, right, under robots.txt. Here we have mentioned Bing bot user agent. After that you can mention which directories Bing bot is allowed to crawl, or which it's not allowed to crawl. Okay, so using allow and disallow you can mention that as well. How would you prevent crawler from indexing the directory? So it's saying how we can stop crawler from indexing this website. So you can say disallow, then colon, then the name of that particular directory. So that way you can put it in the robots.txt, but only the admin or like the owner of that website can edit the robots.txt file. Okay, not anyone can edit it. So yeah, that's the thing. What is the extension of a Unix Linux system? That so from crawlers, okay, in Unix and Linux we have a particular file that is ends with the .conf, like configuration files. So you should be always hiding those files in the robots.txt, like you should be mentioning it that crawlers are not allowed to index those files. Otherwise, if on Google, if someone is searching for like this these files, okay, they may be able to read configuration files of your server. So that's why you should be putting it in the robots.txt, that you are not allowed to access it. Now the sitemap, I already told you that it's kind of like telling what is there. Like on website.com we have a products page, home page, about us, blog. Under blog we have these many posts and everything, right? So this is all mentioned under the sitemap. This is what it looks like. I already showed you that sitemap looks like this in an XML format containing all the links of a particular website. So yeah, that's what it looks like. What is the typical structure of a sitemap? That is XML. What is the real life Example can sitemaps. So sitemaps are actually kind of a map of a website. So that's what it is. Name of the keyword for path taken for content, for the path taken for content on a website. Just a moment. Name the keyword for the path taken. So okay, so whenever like crawlers are following the sitemap URLs, okay, the paths that it is taking, we normally just call it route only. So that's what it is. Now we are going to discuss the important part, that is Google Dorking. So why we discuss all these things? To understand how Google actually uh, finds, or like how Google's bots are crawling different website and how it returns the results. So uh, the first thing I told you, that the important part that plays is the search engine optimization. So whichever websites are using search engine optimization, their website is going to pop up before the others. Okay, then we have a robots.txt which contains which directories crawlers or Google is allowed to crawl and which it's not allowed to crawl. And then also we have sitemaps. Whichever websites are hosting sitemaps, Google crawlers can directly access that sitemap and go to all those URLs and find out what are the keywords on those particular URLs. Okay, so that's what sitemap is. Now if we talk about Google Dorking, okay, there is one basic thing. We'll just start then. So on Google, if I search Google Dork, okay, what it's going to return me, it's going to return me all the results which are containing either Google or either containing either Dork. Okay, so just let me zoom out. So right now, see here we are getting Google Dorking because it is containing both. Same here, same here, because it's a common term, so you will find on a lot of websites. But suppose if I was mentioning like Google and hacker, right? We will be getting this as well, but we are not getting the exact term, right? Because we mentioned that either find Google or find hacker, because there is a space in between. Now if you put this content within double quotes, okay, then what it will mean, that specifically look for this particular string. Okay, it's not going to be like either search for Google in the results or the hacker in the results. Okay, now if you search, you can see that we are specifically getting the results where we have Google hacker in somewhere in the website. Okay, same case here, same case here, right? So that way, earlier if you see, right now we got 58,400 results, but earlier we were getting 83 crore 20 lakhs results, right? So that way we are getting much more precise results now, specifically for Google hacker string, okay, which is combined now. So if you are looking for what is Google Dork, this specific string in this particular syntax, you can search it using double quotes and uh, see, you found it here in the title of that particular website. So yeah, here as well you can see in the Medium article. So now we can we get very limited results, and it's easier for us to go through these results and find what we specifically want. So if you are looking for a specific string or like combination of strings, you should be using double quotes and put that content within the double quotes. Okay, so that is one thing. Now I will show you one more uh, keyword that you can use. For example, if you want to find any file that is related to Google Dorking, okay, and the you want to find any files related to it which is in PDF format, so you can use the file type colon keyword and then put the type of that file. Okay, so this is kind of mentioning an advanced search, and when you do this, okay, you are going to get PDF files which are containing this Google Dorking in the title or somewhere. Okay, so here you can directly see that it's a PDF file and you are directly getting Google Dorking in somewhere in the PDF. Okay, so that way all the files that you are seeing, right, as soon as I click here, you will see that it will download the PDF file, because it's only returning us the links which is of PDF files. So now When I clicked on that particular link, I can access the PDF file, and we will be actually referring to this one as well later on. But yeah, that's how you can find PDF files. Similarly, if you are looking for example, uh, CSV file or Excel files, okay, you can do the same things. For example, Google Doc file type and then CSV file if you are only looking for that. So for there is no file with CSV file with this particular content, but if I search only for Google, you will find plenty, right? Okay, just a moment. So see, for Google, like there is no CSV files this way, but suppose we search for TXT file. Now you can see that we are getting plenty of TXT files containing Google. So that way you can, if you are specifically looking for a particular type of file with a particular strings, you can use the file type. Now just a moment, we'll try to find the Google Dork cheat sheet, okay, like which contains these advanced search options. So for example, if we do Google Dork cheat sheet, and I already searched it actually, file type PDF, so you get this first one. We'll open this, and now here you can see the most commonly used advanced search uh, queries, okay, for Google Docs, like we call it queries as well. So we have discussed file type already. I will explain the site part and in URL part, okay. So let's close this one. Now what is this site actually? If for example, if you want to get the results related to Google Dork, okay, for this specific string, and you want it want all the results from medium article, right? So the website for medium article is medium.com. So if you mention that website, okay, you will get the results from medium only. Now see, we have only 499 results, and you will find all the website, all the links here which belongs to medium.com. So that way, if you want to get results from a particular site only, for example from a government site or from whatever site you are targeting or you want information about, okay, you can use site keyword to mention that website, and then you will get results about that particular site containing the keyword that you have mentioned, okay. And there is an space here actually after double quotes. There would be always an space whenever you are mentioning some other queries, okay, so put that space. So this is what this site is being used for. If you I can give you one more example. If you are looking for government website that belongs to any country, so then you can mention star.gov.star, which means like in the beginning of the website name there could be anything, then there is a .gov, then at the end it could be anything. For example, gov.in, gov.pk, gov.nl for Netherlands, right? So if you put that, now see you get the results where the site is ending with gov dot something, okay, gov dot in, like that. So that also you can use star whenever you do not want to mention that part of the URL or the website, okay. So that's how you can like do a broad search instead of specifically targeting a website, particular website only, like we did for medium.com. If you want to check for like medium dot anything like medium dot in, medium dot net, so then you can mention medium dot star there. That would be returning all the results from all the like medium, all websites like medium.net, medium.com. So that way you can use star as well. So that's about site. We have in URL as well. So whatever you see here, right, in the URL above, that is the URL. And if you want to search for a particular keyword in the URL itself, for example, right now uh, this particular PDF, right, the URL for this one is this blog dot content, right? Now if I want to, if like I remember that the file that I am trying to search, that contains blog hyphen content only in the URL. So you can mention it like this, that find me the results which is containing blog hyphen content in the URL only. Now you will get plenty of links here, right? Why? Because there are plenty of websites containing blog hyphen content in the URL. But now I will do it a bit, make it a bit precise using searching. I'm adding Google Doc with it, but we didn't get anything because here on this particular PDF there was nothing that is that is called Google Dork exactly. So we'll remove these so that at least we search for Google Dork, and now see, you can find the file that we found earlier, because now it found the Google word in the PDF file, and on top of that we had mentioned that the in the URL the blog content should be there, so that is here. So that's how we were able to find it quickly. If you are doing it, if you are doing some security testing on a particular website, what how you can use it is you can look for the login pages, okay, like this, like slash login.php pages, and then you can mention that target website using site option. For example, if you want to find what is the URL on target.com that is containing login.php in the URL, you can use it like this. It's not going to return us anything because target.com is okay, it is valid, and see, it did return us one URL that is containing login.php. Okay, so you can combine these to get more precise results that way. So site is to mention the whole domain where you want to find. In URL, to mention a particular keyword that is there in the URL, or you want to search in the URL only. So that's about the URLs. Now suppose if you just now we got Google Doc Medium articles, right? So this is one of the Medium articles that we can open. I will open this one. Now suppose you do not want to search, like you do not want to search in the URL, or you do not want to search uh, using the file type or site. Okay, you want to search based on the content that is on the body of that particular page. Okay, like this is the part of the body. So in that case, what you can use, there is a specific query you can use in text. Okay, or you can use in body and colon and the value of that particular thing. For example, if right now I found this article randomly, okay, but if I want to exactly find it from Google as well, so suppose I copy this part only, and this is in the body actually. So what I will do, I will put it like this. Just a moment. In and here I will put these double quotes so that we are specifically looking for this particular string only. So for maybe why it is not showing here, because it could be possible that this particular article was not crawled by Google. Okay, so that's why we are not getting this particular result. But I will show you just a common example. Google Dorking. Right now, wherever you see, right, this part, Google hacking or Google Dorking, right, this is the actually the body of this Wikipedia page. Wikipedia pages are indexed by Google all the time. So if I want to search a particular Google Wikipedia page containing Google Dorking or whatever specific term is there in the body of that page. For example, I want to specifically look for this part, or maybe it may not be possible that it didn't store these exact keywords in its database, but we can try. So see, when I search this specific content with in text, right, it gave me that result immediately, that this is found in this particular Wikipedia page. So if you want to search in the body of a particular page, you can use in text. Now what do we have? So that's one important one. Also, yeah, this in URL, okay, this is this we have already seen that if you want to like search in the URL, for example, specifically for FBI, you can search it this way. If you want to search for a or a number of words, okay, that you want to be in the URL, then you can search for like all in URL colon, in the double quotes you can put those words. Okay, so wherever, like we'll copy this and we'll search it on the Google itself, and here you can see that in the URL here WordPress is there, also blog is there, so that's why we got this result. So if you want to search for a number of keywords in the URL at once, you can use all in URL as well. Now let's get back to the our try hack me room here. So yeah, that's what it is explaining, that if you want to specifically look for this American Psycho poster in this exact syntax, use double quotes. Okay, if you want it to be like work as an or operator, like either look for GCHQ or either look for an news, then you can use a space and it will not look exactly for both of these keywords, it will look either one of these. If you want to return find the results that is hosted on bbc.co.uk about these particular keywords, right, then you can use site colon then the website name space the keywords you are looking for. Okay, that way you can find the results. Now we have file type, we have mentioned. Yeah, in title I missed. So whenever you search on Google, right, this part, right, this is the title part actually. So if you want to look for, or like this part right on top, this is the title part, Google hacking cheat sheet.pdf. So if you are looking for that part, you can use in title, and I see I already know this Google hacking cheat sheet, so I will put that exactly, Google hacking cheat sheet, and see I found one result where in the title it is there. Okay, so that way you can find results as well. So we discussed about in URL, in title, in body. Also on top of that, for a particular website you can use site, and if you are looking for a specific type of file, then you can use file type as well. Okay, so those we have discussed. Now see here, it's trying to find out all the PDF files that is there on this particular site. So site colon the website name space file type colon PDF, so it will find all the files that is there on this particular website. So that way you can also use. Now this is actually a kind of vulnerability. Okay, we are not supposed to actually test it on Google, because it's going to show us some websites which are vulnerable to this. What is it exactly? So if you are looking for in the title, if you look for index of, okay, what that means, indexing is enabled, and you can see the files hosted on that server directly, or you can also download the files directly, which you are not supposed to do. So that's why they also have hidden this stuff. Okay, but this is kind of a vulnerability. If you explore on your own, or if you mention this PDF as well that we were discussing earlier, right, there are some things like you can find environment files using Google Dorking, you can find live cameras, you can find mp3 movie PDF files as well. But yeah, that's not serious, but this thing actually it's a serious issue. If on a particular website indexing is on few folders, okay, then within whatever content is there on within whatever content is there on those folders, you can download or access directly. So yeah, that's why they have hidden this content. But yeah, if you want to try, you can do it on your own. So if you open those results that you are getting on the Google, you would be able to see the indexing like this under, and here you will see the files that is there within that folder that is open to everyone, and it could have some sensitive files or like internal files and all that. So that's why the folder shouldn't be left open that way. Now here we have few questions. What would be the format to use the query this particular site about flood defenses only, right? So what we can do, first of all, we have to mention which site we are looking on which site we are looking for the results. So that is site colon bbc.co.uk, and we are looking for these specific keywords, right? Flood defenses. So we have mentioned that, and that's the right answer. What term would you use to search by file type? So that is our file type. This particular query you can use to search for specific file types. What term can we use to look for login pages? So login pages, okay, so that should, like, mostly login is in the URL, so we should be using in URL like this, or just a moment. Okay, it could be in right now it's a bit longer, so that means it is looking in the in title actually. So that is the right answer. But you can find in the URLs as well for login keyword. That way also you can find login pages. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks everyone.